Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's maths lesson, we're looking at scales and pictograms. Our walt for today is to read and draw pictograms that use a scale of more than 1. But first, let's warm up. I'm going to show you a number, and I want you to think of 4 different sums that make that number. You can use any operation you want, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, or even division. Are you ready? Okay, here comes your first one. Your number is 10. Can you write 4 different sums to make the answer 10? Pause the video and give it a try. So there were lots of different ones you could have come up with. You could have done an addition sum like 2 plus 8, a multiplication like 5 multiplied by 2, a division like 20 divided by 2, or a subtraction like 15 take away 5. Let's go again. Another number, slightly more difficult this time. Your number is 12. Can you give me 4 sums that make the answer 12? Here's a few that you could have got. You might have your own ones as well. Try not use the same operation over and over again. Addition is pretty simple. It's harder to think of multiplication sums. One last one to warm you up, and your number is going to be 21. Can you make 4 different sums that answer is equal to 21? And here is a few. Now the division one for this one is quite difficult. The smallest division sum you could make was 42 divided by 2. Okay, you are all warmed up and you are ready to jump into our pictogram lesson. All of the pictograms that we have looked at so far have used a scale of 1. That means that 1 symbol is equal to 1 answer. This isn't always the case, as we will see today, especially when we get really big numbers of answers and we don't have enough space to draw in 20 or 30 different pictures. First, let's just do a few questions and answers on this simple pictogram. Pencil and paper ready. And when you're good to go, we'll go into our first question. So this pictogram is about the favorite subjects in Wrongmar. Your first question is, which subject is most popular? Pause the video and write down your answer. Science was the most popular subject, with 8 people voting for it. Let's try another one. Which subject is the least popular in Wrongmar? And how many votes did it get? Pause the video and write down your answer. Well, art was the least favourite subject, with only 2 people voting for it. Let's go for one last question. How many people voted for PE as their favourite subject? Pause the video and write down your answer. Well, the answer is 4 people voted for PE. Here is a different pictogram that shows exactly the same data. What do you notice about this pictogram? How many people voted for PE in this one? Pause the video and write down your answer. If you had a very sharp eye, you might have noticed that the scale on this one has changed. Down the bottom, it is no longer 1 symbol equals 1 person. Now, 1 symbol is equal to 2 people's answers. So instead of 2 people voting for PE, like you might have got, it's actually 4 people, because each symbol is worth 2 votes. Now did you know that each symbol is worth 2? How many people voted for English? Remember, each symbol is worth 2 votes now. Pause the video and write down your answer. Well, you should have got 4 people voting for English. 2 and 2. Let's try another question. How many more people voted for maths than PE? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, when we count up maths, with each symbol equal to 2 votes, we get 2, 4, 6, and PE is going to be 2, 4. So the answer is 2 extra people voted for maths. Last one. Remember, each symbol is worth 2 votes. How many people voted all together in this survey? Pause the video and try to figure out the answer. Well, when we count up all of the symbols, and remembering that each one is worth 2 votes, we get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 people altogether. Now you have a new thing to look out for on pictograms. Look out for the scale of the chart. Let's take a look at a new pictogram. Firstly, can you figure out what we're counting up in on this pictogram? Pause the video and see if you can figure out that answer. So if you look down the bottom, you would have seen the scale is right here. Each symbol is equal to 5, so we're counting up in 5s this time. Remembering our new scale, can you tell me how many apples were eaten in Rongmar? Pause the video and try figure out the answer. So you should have got 20 people altogether, and we got that by counting up 5, 10, 15, 20. Remember, each symbol is worth 5, not 1. Next question. True or false? 5 strawberries were eaten. Pause the video and write down your answer. Well, remember, the scale is each symbol is equal to 5, so it's false. 25 strawberries were eaten. Next question. How many more apples than oranges were eaten? Remember, the scale. Pause the video and write down the answer. So there were 10 more apples than oranges eaten, because remember, each apple is worth 5 votes. Okay, so we've done a scale of 2, we've done a scale of 1, and we've done a scale of 5. Let's really test how well you know pictograms by jumping all the way up to a scale of 10. So each symbol is worth 10 votes now. If you can answer these questions about the favorite colors in our school. First question. How many people picked blue as their favorite color? Pause the video and write down the answer. Well, when we count up the votes, each one equal to 10, we get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 people voted for blue. Next question. How many people voted for either red or yellow? Pause the video, see if you can figure out the answer. This one's a little bit trickier because we have to count up all the red ones and all the yellow ones all together. So red we get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and yellow 70, 80, 90 people voted for one of those colors. Okay, practice time. We're going to use everything that we know about data to make a pictogram with a scale. Do one together before you go off and try some of your own. So first, here is your tally chart, but it's not quite finished yet. This is the different vehicles that drove past our classroom in 10 minutes. I've done the tally for you, but you need to count up the totals of each to finish the table. Pause the video and finish off the table. So this is what your finished table should look like. 12 cars, 4 vans, 2 bikes, 6 lorries, and 2 other. Let's turn this into a scaled pictogram now. So here's our blank grid, and you'll see down the bottom we're going to use a scale of 2 for this. So each symbol is worth 2 votes. Instead of drawing 12 cars in a big line, we'll have to draw only half that amount. Pause the video and see if you can draw this pictogram using a scale of 2. So this is what our finished pictogram should look like. Remember, each dot counts for 2 votes. So our wall for today was to read and to draw pictograms that use a scale of more than 1. If you can do that now, you're ready to try some of the practice activities down below. If not, go back and have another look at the video. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, take care.